Hi, Dan here, editor at Scootering Magazine. We've just been doing a few video updates on what's going on with the Targa Twin Street Sleeper, a few of the components that we've got going in, and then some of the stuff that we're going to be doing online with video footage and the Senna camera that I'll be using, some other stuff. I'll be going out for a test ride on that in a minute, see if I've got all the camera hooked up properly. So the last video that we're going to do today is I just wanted to give you a bit of an insight into what's going on here. For those of you that don't know, before life at Scootering Magazine, I used to run a scooter garage. It was called Scooterotica up in North Yorkshire. It was a classic Vespa and Lambretta garage only. Ran that for a number of years, but obviously to come and do the Scootering Magazine thing, I had to close my side of that down. But obviously you never lose that passion for wanting to still rip scooters apart and get involved with them and do all that. So I've put this shed together now and scaled down my tools and spares by a colossal level, because when you're not working on it on a commercial scale you just don't need all that. But now I've got a really nice setup here, and I'm going to be able to do now a few home builds, engine builds for Vespa and Lambrettas for friends and colleagues, and utilise that as I'm doing my own stuff, as I'm doing stuff for friends and colleagues and people who I got to know through Scooterotica. I can use those as features in the magazine so that the readers can benefit from what goes on and just knowing a bit more about it. And so just thought I'd give you an update. This is the shed. This is an engine that we actually used in the magazine a while back to do a feature on vapor blasting and that sort of stuff. So these are some casings that we got back for a friend of mine, Rick. This is all his old components. He'd had his Lambretta in the garage for like, I don't know, 20 odd years, not touched it. Decided now's a good time to get this machine back on the road, so he's got me doing the engine build. So I'll probably take some photographs of some of this as I go along, feature it in the magazine. I've still got stacks of spares and stuff from when I was running the garage, all sorts of just all the stuff you need, bits and pieces. So I'll be using some of this. And then I've got my bench over here, so I've got my old porting tools, the compressor here, and then my crank balancing gear. I kept a computer from the garage. This has got all my old tuning files on, all my old dyno files on, so if I need to reference any tech specs, tuning information, jetting info, got it all. Stripped out all my old cabinets now and then plumbed in these drawers, so I've just got all my old tools now, just drawer after drawer of tool ready. Some specialised Lambretta and Vespa stuff, most guys have that for working on their machines. So we've got the tools, we've got the power, we've got the shed, we've got the heating, got the old files. Sometimes people also ask me sometimes about where I ended up learning about the tuning side of stuff. And these are some of the books that, if anybody's interested in that sort of thing, there's some. These are the sort of, I would call these the absolute sort of foundation of your sort of two-stroke tuning. There's the John Robinson Motorcycle Tuning two-stroke book. There's the John Dixon High Performance two-stroke engine. That's a classic. The Graham Bell Performance Tuning in Theory and Practice. There's another good one by Kevin Cameron, which is Classic Motorcycle Race Engines. And then a couple of the other ones that I ended printing up and keeping. Was that one, was the Two-Stroke Tuner's Handbook by Gordon Jennings, which, if you're interested in that sort of stuff, those are the things you want to be reading. I still keep my stuff like my original Stickies manual if I need to refer to a wiring diagram or a torque setting for something. And as I say, now that I've got all my old files, my old tuning equipment, all my toolkit and everything, this is going to be a good place just to do some really good, hopefully, tech how-tos for Vespa and Lambretta stuff, get them featured in the magazine, give you guys some updates on the internet to let you know what to expect in the magazine. The latest edition is out now. This is a subscriber copy, the March edition, just arrived with me today, so this will be out on the newsstands next week. It's got the full update of the Street Sleeper, how to register the scooter, the Nova, the V5, all that kind of thing. and so that'll be an ongoing one in the magazine until I've got some of these other bits ready to follow on as later features. That's all for now. We'll keep you updated as we go along.